Hi, my name is Lorenzo Hogans II, paramedic and Christian author, and today's video newsletter topic is analyzing your next move. Why is it important that we analyze our next move? Because if we don't properly plan, then we can't realistically expect realistic expectations. So what do I mean by that? There's a lot of people that want to take these extended vacations, these exotic trips out of town, out of the country, overseas. But have they properly planned for it? There's people that have goals, and then when they come up short and wonder why they're not working out for them, it's just a big letdown. And it's because they haven't properly analyzed and they haven't properly planned for these things. So I got a couple ideas today that I want to extend to you about planning for the future. And along with that, I've got a couple of Bible verses that I want to share with you as well. And I think it will be helpful to you. This morning I just ran a call. We'll start out with a story. This morning, just before sunrise, I ran a call on, he's around 17, 18-year-old boy who was pulled over. He was pulled up way up on the curb in his car, and he was out standing on the sidewalk talking to the police. And as we pulled up, because our dispatch notes read that there was a young man who seemed to have fallen asleep behind the wheel. They weren't sure if he was awake or if he was alive or not. So in EMS we call them cell phone heroes. It's people that don't really stop and check on the person, but they just kind of drive by and phone 911. Hey, I saw this, and they don't care to do too much more than that. We call them cell phone heroes. They don't really verify much, but at least they think enough to give 911 a call so we can go and check up on the patient. So we are thankful for that. So anyways, we roll up on the scene, and you can tell already that this guy is under some type of influence. Well, it turns out that he was either 18 or 19, too young to be drinking, first of all, but he admitted he had been drinking, and he had a few drinks, and but the funny thing about the call was that they were asking him his name and everything, and he told them no problem. The police were, and he told them his name no problem, but when they asked for his driver's license, he kind of like rolls his eyes and he's like, okay, I see where this is going. Like, he looked at it as if he had been stopped by this before, and it turns out that he had, once we got him in the back of the truck and started questioning him and stuff. He had been to jail for this for 2 months before, and they let him go. But he takes out his wallet and he starts fanning out money and counting out money, and he's like, yeah, I know you want my demographics, I know you want my information. And so he tries to hand over like $20. It was like 2 5s and 10 1s. So it was just too funny. Now I tell this story because that's a very poor example of analyzing your next move. I'm sure you're familiar with the phrase, life is like a chess move. You got to make your next move your best move. This gentleman did not plan out his next move very well. He was just kind of improvising, and in his young mind, young inexperienced mind and intoxicated mind, I guess he felt as if the cops were going to take some type of bribe to just kind of let him go, as if $20 was a lot of money for them. It was pretty comical, but we don't want to do that with our lives. We don't want to do that kind of poor planning and off the top of the head, half behind mechanics, because where does that leave us? It leaves us nowhere. And as a matter of fact, the cops told him, look, put your money back in your wallet. I mean, they nipped that in the bud real fast, because it was I gotta tell you, it was funny. It was funny to be on that scene. It was, and you get these kind of calls because people are just, you know, there's just so many different types of people and age ranges that you run calls on as a paramedic. And speaking of paramedicine, paramedicine is all about planning your next move. We have algorithms in place for us. So when certain situations occur, we know what to do already. We have pre-planned, okay? We have analyzed our next move. So if you go into cardiac arrest, you turn into, you're still a person, but you fall under what we call an algorithm. Basically a flow chart of treatments of electricity, drugs, airway management, okay, a team management effort, what we call pit crew, okay, as paramedics, where we all work together to try and resuscitate you. If you have anaphylaxis, which is a severe allergic reaction involving 2 or more body systems, okay, we have an algorithm for that. If your heart rate is slow, we have our algorithm for that. Anything that you can think of, seizures, strokes, diabetes, diabetic emergencies, whatever it is, we have an algorithm, and it's because we've analyzed our next move. So the idea that I want to extend to you in this video is I want you to pre-plan and analyze your next move, your next life move. But I want you to do it in a realistic manner so you can have realistic expectations. And one golden nugget that I want to include in that is, if you don't plan to work hard and you don't plan to be persistent, then don't make the plan. Don't make the plan at all, because you're just going to disappoint yourself. Okay? Probably the easiest example I can give someone is, don't expect to be physically fit, if you know you're not going to go to the gym. If you're going to say, oh, poo, I'm tired all the time, and I refuse to go lift those dumbbells, or I refuse to go for that run, okay, and you know you're going to do that, don't set the goal for yourself, because you're going to let yourself down. And I really wouldn't tell others about a goal of that nature, because then you're going to let yourself and another person, those other people that you told, down. It doesn't make any sense. So I kind of want to put the idea out there of setting realistic expectations, okay, that are tailored to your gifts, your talents, and your level of persistence, and tenacity. Okay, so if you say I want to go to the moon, okay, yes, that can be realistic. But what is your plan to get to the moon? Okay, and if you want to be, the next great trauma surgeon or a great doctor, okay, what is your plan? What is your realistic approach and action plan to get there? Okay, so I got a couple of Bible verses that I want to share with you about planning ahead, because last but not least, I think it's the most important to include God in your plans, because He's the one who created all this, as I've said in many videos. Okay, and if I want something to get done, I think I'm gonna go talk to the Creator and see if He approves, because He's the overseer over this whole universe. So here's a couple of Bible verses that I want to share with you, and here we go. 2 Corinthians, I've got 3 Bible verses for you. First one is 2 Corinthians 4:17 through 18. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Don't get caught up in what you see right before your eyes, okay? That's small thinking. You gotta think bigger than that. Proverbs 16, 1 through 4. To humans belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the proper answer of the tongue. All a person's ways seem pure to them, but motives are weighed by the Lord. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Ooh, golden nugget there. The Lord works out everything to its proper end, even the wicked for a day of disaster. So God sees what's going on. He sees what's going on, and He's making His own plans too. And it would be wise of you and I to include Him in our plans, because He oversees it all. Last verse, James 4, verse 13 through 17. Now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business, and make money. Why, you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. As it is, you boast in your arrogant schemes. All such boasting is evil. If anyone then knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin for them. That was James 4:13 through 17. And what caught my eye, especially being a paramedic, is James writes, what is your life? You are a mist. You are but a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Okay? Keep that in mind. I went to a service where I think the sermon was called Running the Dash. And the pastor was comparing a person's life to not only just a short race, a dash, but the dash mark in between, born in 1980, died in 2050. Okay, that dash, okay, represents our lifetime, the time frame that we live in, and it's very, very short. So keep that in mind. You may have big plans, and I salute you. Have big plans. Go out, do great things. But keep God in your life when you do so. And then also remember that you are but a mist. We are all going to be leaving this earth. Okay? So don't forget about God. That is the most important thing. All right? And remember, hard work pays off. Okay? Hard work, 9 times out of 10, is going to pay off. You put the time in the gym, you're going to see results. You put time out running, you're going to get that time down. Okay? You're going to run that mile faster. You're going to run that 2 mile faster. Okay? You hone your craft, whatever that craft is, you're going to get better. You're going to get better, and you're going to get better. So, hey, if you enjoyed the content, I hope that you hit the like button. I hope that you hit the subscribe button. And check out my books on Amazon.com. My name is Lorenzo Hogans II. My first book is called The Corridor That Lies Between Greatness and Insanity. And my second book is called Paramedic, 100 True Tales of a Public Servant. And last but not least, leave some comments below. If you've got some words of wisdom, some Bible verses, or any comments at all that are positive, go ahead and leave them below in the comment section. And I will see you on the next video.